So there's a ton of noise from traffic because it is like commuter time right now. But I did not get to as much as I thought in the garden this past week. We do have some grass starting to grow in here with the duck area. Somehow they haven't completely taken everything out, and that's where to go. There it is. That's peas that I planted, and there's a few other sprouts from things I planted that they eat. Massive chicken coop. Shady area that I feel like the chickens are gonna just demolish, but I've been trying to keep up on this thistle that's coming in. And I planted some flower seeds, so we're trying not to walk all over it, but I can see radishes growing and a few other buds of things, excuse the AC, that I clearly planted amongst the weeds that exist there. But other than the thistle, I'm not too worried about it. My mugwort is just thriving. We added this log around it that came from one of the trees. You can't see the sage very well there, but it is just also taking over now that it tore out everything else in this spiral because it just wasn't working out anymore. But there's something I planted growing there, as well as over there. And by something, I mean, you can tell I did a great job of remembering what I put where for my cover crops. Because I don't know. I really don't know. This area has sunflowers, radish, carrots, a little bit more mugwort I'm going to have to pull. And you can see I have all of these bags to add dirt to this gnarly area. It's just kind of a bunch of lamb quarters tied in with other things like calendula, but I'm not too worried about covering anything up with the dirt because I'm not necessarily trying to grow all that, and I am trying to grow a bunch of tomatoes and peppers. So this bed is also mostly unplanted, but it has sunflowers, it has radishes, it has calendula. This is the mustard and chives. And the chives are getting a bunch of bees today, and by a bunch I mean a few compared to like normal summertime, but a bunch for what they've been because they really just bloomed. See, there's 3 in this video right now, and a fly. And this is growing peas and beans and sunflowers and marigolds that I planted because I love them. I hate the bindweed, but I love the marigolds. And I actually wanted to make this video again because of how well the corn bed is doing. That's all corn. I mean, not all of it, but you know, the things that are. And that's the mustard that is starting to bloom. The bees have been on it as well, but it's really started to flourish over in this other area. Behind the horseradish that is blossoming. And I can't recall if it did that last year or not, because it was a transplant that I got from a friend. So I have to look up if I need to chop those because I don't really want it to spread and take over. I heard it does that a lot from the roots already. And this area is not planted. It'll have black-eyed Susans, sunflowers. I think I see some lemon balm, which is interesting because I don't recall planting any. Then of course the mustard and clover. This clover is creating a crescent moon, and I can't say I'm against it. We trimmed the trees the other day. I have to still deal with that. Can you spy the little duckling in the background? That's Louie with her big butt back there, but duckling behind the dump truck. All 3 of them. Look at that. They love the tall grass. It's growing quickly now that it's hot, so I have to mow, and I have to turn the compost, and I have to get the rest of the sticks up, and I have to get all of this planted. I have things other than tomatoes and peppers, but I have a lot of tomatoes and peppers. That is definitely going to be the staple of the garden this year, as well as the corn and a bunch of beans that I will be planting, and squash. I can't wait to get that in the ground this weekend. So much to do, so little time.